Okay, so we have 3 minutes to talk about how picks and bans were. Let's see. So we had like moderately standard bans. Jax isn't too standard for a ban, but it's pretty easy to punish him in laning phase usually, depending if your team's like focused enough. Sejuani, Morgana, Greg is all pretty like normal standard bans as well. Yasuo blind pick's pretty ambitious, but Wook's confident in his platinum carrying abilities in this game of all gold, silvers, bronze, unranked, whatever. This is also like I'm gonna probably like cut the video like before like I talked about picks and bans, but this is like a rare scenario for platinum versus silver because the room was really overflooded with like people who weren't platinum and above or whatever. So like, you know what? I was like, let me just spectate and I'll just have like everyone be in the game and whatnot, so I can commentate it and like talk about play more than anything. Because normally like in the platinum versus silver games where I spectate everything, like I talk a lot in like the first 10 minutes, and like after the game's like already decided early on or whatever, unless like a DC happens or whatever, like I just like go silent. But I think this will probably keep me more engaged if anything. I would also like to get like, I don't know, like a drink or something, so I'm gonna like stay more engaged. I need to like stay focused. But yeah. Actually, I want to talk about the pick and ban phase. I'd rather talk about the lanes. Like that's like a more intricate thing later to take note of, but because drafting and thinking about it's really important, like how I illustrated in like the Bard game last time. So I'll like take note of that in the description. I don't know, but either way. So it's gonna be Yasuo top versus Renekton top. We saw this earlier today in LCS when it impacted it on Impulse. Like he did like some kind of like weird like cinder balmy thing or whatever, and then he like went like full damage and he like carried lane pretty hard. It might be hard against the Renekton though, because Renekton's like really dead set to like being a lane bully early on. Especially since Renekton has an ignite and not a teleport. So Wook has to really watch out for that. Katarina versus Echo. I'll venture to say that Katarina kind of has a slight inherent edge in this matchup. The reason being is because they're both melee and they're both, but Katarina's resourceless and she like has like slightly like more consistent harass from like a Q far away because it is resourceless. And Echo's main harassment from far away, his Q, is a little bit easy to predict. I mean, if he like spends his mana to like E and W effectively, he can get some damage back on Katarina, but it's going to be really hard considering that Katarina is so mobile. If she takes note of, like, W placement, she should be fine, relatively. And Graves Janna versus Lucian Thresh. It's a pretty even-ish lane, but it comes down to mainly in that line that, it comes down to what the supports do in that lane. Because Thresh enables the plays, and Janna is going to be the one to try and like dissuade them from happening in the first place. Janna does favor early trading though with auto attacks. Like if she like puts an E on Graves, she can blah 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 blah. What am I trying to say? Like Graves' auto attacks will inherently be stronger over time. And especially if they go into long engaged skirmishes, Graves will get like more damage over time because his passive favors like long trading, because he's gonna get bonus magic resistant armor, while Lucian prefers like the shorter engagement bursts. Like for example, like because mainly Lucian's gonna do stuff like E passive auto attack, Q passive auto attack, etc, 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 and that's like mini short bursty engagements. So if Janna can dissuade that with her E's effectively, like if she reactionary bases that and blocks damage with her shield, then the Graves Janna lane should be in good favor. But if Thresh can enable a hook on Janna, then the Graves Janna lane is gonna be in trouble. Like that's why I would say like the main win condition for the Thresh Lucian lane is the fact that he would like to enable a play by hooking on Janna. And Lucian on Shaco versus Lee Sin. Shaco's Shaco wants to enable like the early plays. The portrait's ready and everything. Okay, there we go. Nice, I hope. Yep. Okay. Let me check if the overlay looks nice. Oh yeah, okay. That's like simple enough. And Arbiter, thank you so much for the follow, man. I'm gonna add you to the follow list right now. You're the first new follower of the day. Money for this overlay. Okay. So, let's see how everyone's gonna focus for early game. Especially on Shaco, because he's the one that's gonna try and be enabling like early plays. Like, he wants to try and catch Lee Sin out of jungle if possible. Because let's say he does find Lee Sin in the jungle. While Lee Sin has the advantage of being able to destroy his stealth, he also has to watch out. Lee Sin has to watch out because Shaco does have Ignite up on him, just like how Renekton has an Ignite up on Yasuo. So right now, I would say blue team's late game would be better than red team's late game because they have like the rotational play with teleport. They have all that stuff. Like right now, like purple or red team has no form of like teleport for summoners. So it looks like Shaco wants to try and go for like some kind of strong red start. So he might go for like a level 1 gank if anything on top. Like it's a slight possibility. I'm not too sure what his plan is. Oh, my Hexakill's out. I'm doing Karthus. Yeah. My Hexakill hasn't been this successful in this Hexakill run. Like, my first Hexakill run was more successful, but back onto this match. Good luck to Death Saber and his Hexakill. So it looks like they're gonna try and go for a Gromp start at bottom lane. This will get the inherent advantage. This will get the inherent EXP advantage for them. But it's gonna cost it some health if they don't manage the aggro properly. So Lucian might have to burn through like all of his health potions here. So Shaco got the red buff. He's gonna try and go for an elaborate deceive gank most likely. Okay, so he's able to get the return, so that's pretty good. Overall, that favored red team more because they had like the assist money in addition to the first blood money. That's in terms of, like gold wise. Like right now, actually I guess that goes ahead in CS. But yeah, back to other lanes. Top lane's pretty even in CS. And good job for Renekton to try and break the passive there, but he took a lot of damage on like the E-trading. Like this is the strength of Yasuo, where if he has minions, he can definitely temper his E damage a lot. Which is definitely devastating for him. And it looks like he's gonna go for a moderately greedy build without Wind Wall. Which is definitely fine because you get a more I'll scroll back for bottom lane here. So remember I need to speak more coherently. This is from bottom lane getting the EXP advantage. And it looks like they definitely abused that well, because they just hit level, blue team just hit level 2. Like, Lucian right here is like so close to level 3. Like, Graves has to keep up these like basic auto attacks and whatnot to keep his passive going. Like right here, we'll see what happens. Also for Mia's, I would say you would want to use your Q more reactively rather than like setup. Because right here, like, for, like, the next 10 seconds, your Q is down. Or not 10 seconds. Just about. And that was hectic. But yeah, like, right here, like... Red team had the XP advantage, like, Thresh did die first, but... it was an AD carry kill versus a support kill. I would say that red team did get the advantage on that. But right here, I would say JY should be getting like more lane pushed to the tower. Because when you do get a kill on AD carry, you want to try and increase the CS deficit if possible. Because then it's like more items for you and less items for him. Like right here, the lane's gonna be onto his side, and he's gonna get more CS if anything. Like, yeah, like... Like, look at the CS differential now. Like, even though Lucian came ahead with, like, the kill versus the assist, he's, like, down more CS now, if anything. Oh. Nice dodge from Hector. The mastery. Well. Yeah, this one I'm talking about with Echo. I'll rewind for this. I'll get to the Echo point later. Yeah, like right there, like as I was saying, like Luke should probably like not go too hard for that. Because as I said, Renekton had the combat summoner up on him. Like even though blue team prevailed with getting like the assist money and whatnot, a lot of pressure was lost for that. He does have the teleport here to make up for it and potentially push the lane even further. But you have to watch out in future fights like that. You don't want to fight someone with Ignite that hard. Yeah. So back to what I was saying for the Echo Lucian thing, or Echo Katarina, is that you want to be vigilant with how you perform your damage and whatnot, because you don't want to take free damage whenever you can, because right now you're like half health, and like all your harassments of Katarina is based on like how efficiently you can use your mana. Because you don't have like a defensive summoner, and like her all-in versus you is much more consistent, because you have to use time to set up your echo damage, like with your W, your R. Like Katarina just like E's in and then R's, and it's hard for Echo to even interrupt her ultimate. I forgot how the drafting was. I think it was yeah, like Chaos Aatrox drafted Echo Blind, if I recall correctly. So, like, this is, like, what I said before in, like, my Echo game, is, like, I probably wouldn't find myself, blind picking Echo, because you find yourself losing so much pressure, because Echo struggles really hard against lane bullies. Like, Katarina is not being considered a lane bully, and, like, the lane's being lost moderately hard here. Like, if I were Chaos Aatrox, I would potentially even, like, go back right now, buy your item, and ult back into lane. So that way you, like, don't continue missing CS. Like, right now, Chaos Aatrox is doing a good job of keeping up in CS, considering it's, like, I would say a moderately difficult matchup. Like, just by the nature of it. Like, it's definitely a skill-based matchup that, in the long run, it might favor Echo more. Like, you also have to realize, like, of the multiple utilities you can do with Ultimate. And you have to always, like, consider... Yeah, this might be death. That was, like, too much trying to overstep your boundaries, because you were also out of mana. And Ultimate was the only thing that saved you there. Actually, I think in that moment, Ultimate might have been able to do some more damage to Katarina. Like, you wouldn't have killed her by any means. Yeah, like, right there. That would have made you survive, but then you would have been back in. Nice dodges from Purple Team. But if you want to get like more effective lead ganks, you always have to consider that your kit kind of opens up for you to give you more choices. Like you always would like to use like W to get into an area, and then after that, you can open up yourself to more future ganks. Like right here, like let's slow it down here. Actually afterwards. Cause like right here, oh, you didn't have a. You could have used the ward in your inventory actually, and then like put like your W here. And if you like W'd like instead of like trying to W like back or whatever where your gank didn't do much, if you W'd like back behind Thresh when he was over here. Where's the pause button? It's me. Like right here in this moment, like you could have like put like a ward right there or whatever. If you put the word like right where my mouse is, you could potentially like cut out Thresh's like options there, like right here, like W, and like he has to like decide if he wants to like dodge a Q by going down, or like walking into melee range to get like a better Q setup. Because when like you're ganking like as any kind of skill shot jungler, like that has like ways to like gap close easily, like in terms of Lee Sin Q. You always want to like walk up as much as you can and use your gap closers after they escape. And yeah. I need to be more faster because I rewind so much at times. Oh, that was a nice hook from Aspect. We definitely wasn't respecting the Thresh's range there, especially at that low health. You could have went for a Q and an auto attack potentially there to pop your passive. Let's see. Nice hook. No, I actually didn't have to dive there. That was a really awkward engagement from Chaos Aatrox. Like, it also worked out, but it definitely wasn't an optimal thing to happen. Okay, so back to Elder Lanes. CS is pretty even across the board, even though it's like relatively low from everyone. Also, it's Renekton. Like, the most optimal way to use if you got a Tiamat is to use the Tiamat as like an animation cancel on your W. Because while Tiamat itself isn't a true auto attack cancel, it does like stop long winding animations, which like your W is. Like after you W someone, your animation lasts for so long and you're kind of like locked in place. But if you Tiamat correctly, you can like break the W. And also I said this earlier, like when you're Janna, you want to... Oh, nice kill from Renekton. Like, you relatively don't want to, like, use your tornadoes, like, right here to, like, get set up. You want to use your tornadoes as a reactive defensive approach. Because, like, the only, like, reason why you want to do that normally is if, like, you're trying to clear a wave as, like, AP Janna or whatever. Oh, like, they're just, like, blocking hooks now. That's crazy. You want to have like your Qs be more so for like defensive measures, because Janna is more of like a reaction-based defensive support, and not like a setup like, oh, I'm gonna try and go for like an elaborate gank here. Like flicking Qs is usually more valuable laning phase than like setting up Qs, unless you're trying to go for like an elaborate offensive push. Like, if you're, like, pushed up as Janna and you want to go for a kill, then yeah, that's an okay idea. But normally you want to go for flick Qs more than anything. Like, just, like, QQ right there. Yeah, Renekton's just putting up a clinic right now. This phase might be a Black Queen, which is going to be huge for him. I would recommend some bulk on Renekton, because even though he is super heavy, he can do whatever he wants. If it does get to mid lane, I mean, not mid lane. If it gets to mid game and like he needs to be more bulky for the team, like a phage health bonus isn't gonna do much. But nice for Renekton here to not take the turret, like letting the, or as I said, it happened, but like almost nice of him to like keep the minions alive or whatever for Yasuo to miss more. But let's see what happens here. Yeah. Like at that point you could have kept moving forward. And also a side note for Janna, if you're fighting a Thresh, let's say he death sentences your teammate. If he's about to do a death leap to the teammate, you can actually use a Q and knock it up, because death leap after a Q is actually considered a dash. So it's like subject to the rules of like being able to stun out dashes. Yeah, like right now, like Renekton just has like the numbers advantage in terms like of his kit and his items. Like that's like the strength of Renekton in general. Is that he has like just like ways like if he's kind of like a more slightly technical Garen, because Garen's like the kind of champion where like you don't really have like room to make error. Like he doesn't have room to outplay you, but he doesn't have room to like blah blah blah. You could, yeah, I was gonna say you could eat through the wall there. He knows his Yasuo. Mook is the only Platinum on the team actually, and Illusion as well on Shaco. The Red is playing pretty good though, for sure. Also, I'm not too sure if I agree with Chaos Aatrox's item choices. While as long as it's good to go for the offensive, you might want to go for like more damage than like Luden's Echo. Because while they are 80 heavy, actually never mind. Zonius is okay, I'm perfectly fine. Because if Katarina ults you, you really can't do much unless like you have a W set up already in the meantime. Yeah. That's already happening a lot. What are with these robots? That's unfortunate. I was having mean to go backwards twice. Yeah, that's another thing about Renekton as well. Even like in Renekton's competitive prime, Like when he did pick up the Tiamat, he usually didn't complete the Hydra, because the Tiamat's item active alone is enough to boost your damage. Oh, that was nice to go for a few there, but not enough. Go Puka 21. I'll look out for it. But you've been having like pretty center hooks all game, like just like punishing Janna and Lucian for being too forward. Not enough though, but I was gonna say, you could Shumko on reaction to the Threshing Soak, but let's see it has like a crazy read. That's a nice time for Katarina, not enough though. Vicious alligator attack, that's crazy. Hey Renekton, here's a falling off for you. That was pretty crazy play from me. He didn't even have Ignite for that. It was like 2 damage item Renekton just going crazy. Oh! Oh no! Oh no, you hate to see that kind of thing happen. I was gonna say, if Arbiter waited just a bit more to let the Yasuo third Q fall off, he probably could have won the fight. Because he lost the fight mainly because he didn't have, he went in with a Yasuo with ultimate. And he didn't have an ultimate himself. Yeah. Team 1's been catching up though, definitely because Lucian's been AFK for like a million years now. Yeah, this game's kind of an overall mess, but it's whatever. It's definitely a lot more exciting though, since even team spectating. Okay, so we're caught up to live now, minus 3 minutes. Oh, nice. Good hook. Well, of course he overstayed. The thing is, though, what I should realize is that he doesn't have any armor resist built up. And the lack of armor definitely is killing him, because he can't dive towers as effectively without any kind of armor. Because he has the Mercury Treads and the Spirit Massage now. Ooh. Dylan, how long are you streaming? I'm thinking of streaming at least until 12 o'clock. I might stream for like an hour or so after that, potentially. It depends on how I feel, because I'm getting a little bit tired. But yeah, this game's also kind of like... It's kind of going nowhere, because there's like an AFK from Lucian when they were like really ahead. And like now Lucy might get an AFK as well, which is gonna like waste more time. Like I feel like spectating double silver team was more engaging than anything. Because I definitely was talking for like the first like 25 minutes or so of the game afterwards. Oh, here's a fight. Okay, that's a good ultimate to keep everyone a little more safe. But this Lord and Alligator is just putting in work. Yeah. Actually, Renekton is French. I almost keep forgetting. Yeah, if you're still in chat, Matt, I hope that answers your question. There you go, see? Like, flicking ultimate's also a good option as well, besides flicking Q. Like, you have to know when to flick Q and when not to flick Q. And same thing for ultimate. You need to know when to flick ultimate and when not to flick ultimate. So that's like two of Janna's primary tools. Like right there, a flick just saved your life and got a kill for Graves. Also, I don't agree with the Tiles of Ascension purchase. Usually on Jenny, you want to go for like a Frost Queen's Claim. I mean, this item did get buffed recently, like the entire Ancient Coin family line. I'm still not too sure if it might be worth it yet or not. I mean, it could be, but I don't know. Oof, slice and dice. Yeah, I'd definitely like to see a sweeper purchase from Aspect. It's been a while, like he should have had a sweeper for a long time ago. Because he could potentially be denying more vision from blue team. I still need a tower though, so that's pretty good for them. A nice use of hook for escape there. I was really checking chat in that freeze, so that's why I like the screen turn blank for the people viewing out there. At least Red's keeping up on dragon control, but blue team should be able to contest this, I mean. At least, nah, never mind. Oof, painful Yasuo's. He messed up the blink. Oh, nice try from Aspect. Usually if you want to get a more consistent play rate, you would like to go for our hook rate. Usually flay into hook first, like right there. Of course there's a minion in the way, but if you can land a flay on someone, you can always guarantee to follow up with the hook afterwards no matter what. Because one of Thresh's most powerful tools, I wouldn't even say like it's a hook or anything. Like offensively and defensively, flay is one of your better tools because it's an interrupt that knocks people out of their dashes, and it also like sets up like more CC for you and your teammates. Like right there in that entire chase from like bottom lane, like from here to here, like the flay just kept them in place and almost got like all these different kills going on. Oh no! Oh no! The flay saved his life! Oh no! If he played backwards into the pit, that would have been a kill for sure. Yeah. Yeah, with an AFK, there's too much to manage. Just looking like a loss from Team 2. Okay, well the game's over, guys. I might get a drink if I want to continue, like some apple juice or something, or milk. I don't know. That was a pretty long